Good evening, I'm Jacob Reimer. The Columbus Blue Jackets are back at Nationwide Arena tonight off their 5-game road trip. They take on the Edmonton Oilers for the second time in 3 games. The Jackets will be without captain Boone Jenner tonight as he's dealing with an upper body injury. Face-off is at 7:30 and coverage begins at 7 o'clock right here on The Fan following the Buckeye Show. The Ohio State women's basketball team returns to the hardwood tonight looking to start 2-0 as they host Bellarmine. Tyler Danberg's on the call over on The Fan 2. Tip-off from the shot is at 6:30 and coverage starts at 6:15. NBA tonight, the Cavs host the Toronto Raptors in the second leg of a back-to-back. Cleveland will be without Darius Garland for the second straight game. Lonzo Ball will be sidelined as well. And in the NFL, Week 11 kicks off tonight with the New England Patriots hosting the New York Jets. Kickoff is at 8:15. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
So look, that team's stealing away. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Off and rolling here on a Thursday, hanging out with our guy, A-Ward Sports, Austin Ward, Reimer behind the glass. Austin, I feel like the last time I did a show with you, it was dark when we left. Now, it's dark well before we started. Happy Thursday.
What a wonderful Thursday it is to be back. I haven't been in this studio in so long.
I think it's been 3 weeks. It's been over 3 weeks since you've been in here.
Overdue and great to be with you.
Yep.
Last time I saw you, it wasn't a show. You were just destroying me and Jay-Z on the golf course.
Yeah.
Not by yourself, of course.
No, we had help from our great friend Johnny Merrill.
You had a ringer out there.
I had help from him.
At least he gave me the employee discount.
Yeah, he did.
So that I could pay up my dets to you. But it is
that hat today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a great hat. It's awesome to be back in here. Awesome to be we're 49 hours away.
Yeah.
And some change.
49 and a half.
It'll be, it's 7:36 is the kickoff time on Saturday night officially from NBC. But we're closing in. Can't wait. Really excited for this one. It's just this whole season, Beamer. I've tried to stress this, and I can't enough. Watching this team develop and following these storylines and the growth and progress and some of the surprises along the way has been really fun. Not every game, of course, has been competitive. So in some ways,
a lot of them have not been.
They have mostly not been. So you almost have to follow some of the subplots to maintain some of the interest. But that's also why I give Ohio State a lot of credit, because they're not getting bored with beating the brakes off people, and even when they're playing at a slower pace.
Yeah, absolutely, right. And I think it's tried and true and exactly what Ryan Day and this offense is doing. And you saw what they were doing last year, and it worked to their benefit as well. I mean, they've saved 160 or 170 snaps compared to the rest of college football on the defense with the tempo that everyone is going at. We got a great show lined up for you here tonight. Coming up here at 6:30, we'll try to answer Austin's question of the day, which revolves around the Ohio State red zone efficiency, which I think if you're being nitpicky, there's one thing to say about the Ohio State offense, and it would be the red zone.
It's their standard, not mine.
It is correct, and they do say the standard is the standard. So we'll do that coming up here at 6:30. We'll listen to some Ryan Day at 6:17. And then since you were on tonight, we haven't done a show on a Tuesday in like 3 weeks. Birm, he's going to pop by. We'll call him around 6:46. What's your biggest question about the remaining 3 games on Ohio State's schedule? It could pertain to UCLA, it could pertain to Rutgers, it could pertain to Michigan, or it could just be about Ohio State specifically. To you, what do they do on Saturday night, right? Penultimate game in the Horseshoe, one final primetime game. That Rutgers game isn't going to be a night. I know it's going to be a noon, 3:30, or 4 o'clock. You are in the camp that you believe it's going to be a 3:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
But to you, what's in your mind about this Ohio State team right now, 75% of the way through the regular season?
Yeah, I wonder. So Ryan Day said this in the build-up to the trip to Purdue last week. He said it on the McAfee show. He said it, to me and some others. Said it on the Notebook. When in the time comes that Ohio State needs to push the pedal and start accelerating and ramping up, they will. Okay, well, when is that? You can do whatever you want against UCLA. They are favored by more than 4 touchdowns. They're going to be favored by that much next week against Rutgers. So do you want to have any games where you play with more urgency, where you use more tempo on offense, where you're trying to empty everything in the chamber before you get to November 29th and you get to the big house? Or is that just the time that you think you'll get there and you'll be able to flip the switch because, a lot of times and a lot of coaches, they don't believe that you have the ability or the talent or the scheme where you can just, flip a switch on and off and things are going to turn on.
And by a lot of coaches, you mean no coaches in mostly any sport
Ever.
believes that any of their teams can just practice like crap or play bad and then immediately just go from 0 to 100 like that. I don't think you would catch any professional coach at any level talking about their team in any sport that would say that they would feel comfortable with that.
I didn't want to, I've not met every coach.
I haven't either.
So
Fair.
I didn't want to generalize and speak for them all. The ones that I've dealt with throughout my career do not believe that you could just immediately throw that switch and suddenly you're going full bore 100 miles an hour down the tracks. So does that mean that you start toying with that and, finding a higher gear against UCLA on Saturday night? Maybe, maybe not. That might depend on what the exact goal is at every single position. And some of this is going to come down to the health of a guy like Carnell Tate or the health of someone like Tywan Malone. I don't think, for instance, that Josh Padilla is going to be ready to play on Saturday against UCLA. So does that impact any of the thinking with what Ohio State wants to do, what Ryan Day wants to do with guard rotation, with competition with Tegra Shabola, any of that? Obviously, it's going to have to because Josh Padilla was the guy that we had circled and said he's going to push for this job down the stretch. Well, I don't think he's going to be able to. That then puts the spotlight on Ethan Onyanwa or potentially Gabe Van Sickle. But that's getting into the weeds there. I think its big picture is how much does Ryan Day think they need to get to the 100% version of Ohio State before they get to the big house, before you deal with that game in the rivalry, and then follow that up with a potential opportunity to win a Big Ten championship against Indiana. You can do whatever you want against UCLA and Rutgers. I don't know the answer. Is what does Ryan Day prioritize more than anything else to get there?
And just to kind of go off of what you're saying, and when I say that you're saying, like, all right, this Ohio State team, like, let's go fast down the tracks. Like, I'm envisioning up-tempo offense, and whether or not they're explosive plays, like you're finding Jeremiah Smith, you're getting into tempo, like you're getting this offense clicking and rolling, like what we saw last year against Tennessee, right? And to give the fact that Ohio State has been so methodical about their pace of play this season and the tempo that they're running, Austin, we've seen 1 2-minute drill this season. We're 75% of the way done with the regular season, and you have seen 1 meaningful 2-minute drill out of this Ohio State offense. Now, on the other hand, that means
they tried the week before.
They did try the week before. You are correct. I stand corrected on that. They did attempt it. There would be 2, but the games all have been in a situation where you feel comfortable either going into halftime and very comfortable for the most part at the end of the game that you haven't needed to see it. And I think Ryan Day was talking last week before they went to Purdue, like, hey, what are you looking forward to this week? And he's like, I think getting to the run game going. And like, you could obviously tell last week when they played Purdue that was the emphasis in practice all week. Like, hey, we want to get the run game going. And unfortunately for Bo Jackson and the Ohio State offense, you did have that first play called back from the line of scrimmage with the Jeremiah Smith block behind the back. But I think right now, this Ohio State offense can point to one thing and say, oh, we want to work on this, and then you're going to get that the following Saturday.
Yeah. Most coaches that I've covered say you get what you emphasize. Mm-hmm. That's definitely true for Ryan Day here. And that's not, we look at these things and from one week to the next, it's maybe more obvious at times with Matt Patricia and the way that he's defending teams and tracking what the personnel groups are like and what they want to accomplish. But you can definitely do that on offense as well. He said that before the Wisconsin game. You could tell, hey, we're going to go through it 40 times. We want to see where it's at. And the same thing applies to Purdue last week. It's like, all right, let's go test the run game and see where the progress is. And at some point, and maybe it is not on Saturday night, and maybe it is not a week from Saturday against Rutgers, maybe the fully formed passing attack, rushing attack, play action attack, everything version of the Ohio State offense, maybe you don't see it until you get up to Ann Arbor. I mean, I think that would be okay. It's not as if you have to have a full dress rehearsal of everything to beat UCLA or Rutgers, but it's just that question of if you haven't been in some of these situations and tested it all at once,
Of course.
are you going to be ready when the moment arrives? And I know that that's been the real challenge here for Ryan Day, is to manage the reps, manage the health of his team, and to make sure that they're building, that their best football is played at the end of the year when it matters the most. Most programs cannot do it the way Ohio State has.
No.
Period. They
No.
don't have the margin for error. And so he is in a unique spot. And it's why if you're close again on Saturday night, do you need to get Carnell Tate back out there if you're having the rest versus rust argument about some of your better players, your key contributors? Like, I think he's probably going to take that conservative approach. They'd rather be fully healthy than, force some snaps that aren't necessary to get these next couple wins.
I think that they probably learned that a couple of years ago too with JSN, right?
Yeah.
I think that was a big learning moment, I think, for Ryan Day and the staff, and what you're seeing now with Carnell Tate. Not that the injuries are even close to being the same, but I would think that was a learning moment. Said, we don't want to rush anybody back. So if Carnell Tate is not out there on Saturday, it's all right. It's all right. He's good enough.
Too soon putting that JSN.
I don't think it's too soon. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Four's down there somewhere.
Yeah, he is, right? It's a much different offense than we lived a couple of years ago, and it was a very good offense that they had a couple of years ago. Ryan Day, he's got two simple jobs for everyone on his own football team. You're going to hear from him about that coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
November is an ideal month to plant trees in Ohio because the soil is still warm, which reduces the transplant stress. Plus, trees require less water in November than in the heat of the summer, allowing roots to grow in the cooler temperatures. When planting trees, keep these tips in mind. Select trees that are zone hardy for where you plan to plant. Avoid planting trees that produce slip hazards like fruits and nuts close to sidewalks. And don't plant large trees near or under utility lines. To learn more about the November tree planting, contact an ISA certified arborist near you by going to trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Introducing Optimized IT, the managed services division of Modern Office Methods. With our cutting-edge managed IT services, we bring proven management strategies to the table to support your current IT team. That's not all. Our experienced team provides insight on how to maximize efficiency, helping you achieve your goals faster. Concerned about security? Our backup solutions help guarantee your data is protected around the clock, giving you peace of mind. Start at optimizedit.net for your free IT assessment. Stay ahead, stay secure, and stay optimized.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Attention Columbus. Town Properties just clinched the title of the largest residential property manager in Columbus, thanks to the Columbus Business Journal. With pride, we oversee 25,000 plus households in the Columbus metro area, ensuring fantastic places to call home. Whether you're on the hunt for an exceptional living space, a top-notch association management company, or a property manager for your multifamily portfolio, visit our website at town.properties.com and let us elevate your living experience. Town Properties, always managing great places to live.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
James Peoples here, running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes. You have to check out the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. Get all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Buckeye sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off select gear at the Ohio State Team Shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeyes MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, whew, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
And our Central Ohio, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens with your latest forecast. We're looking at quiet conditions through this evening and into tonight. Cloud cover will eventually increase as we head toward Friday, but before it does, clear skies let temperatures fall into the mid to low 30s. Friday, look for mostly cloudy skies, temperatures up there in the upper 50s. A few scattered sprinkles could be possible as we head into Saturday, with better rain chances by the evening. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Are we drinking the scarlet and gray Kool-Aid? You bet we are. You're listening to the Buckeye Show.
And now my guy Austin Ward this evening. Hopefully everybody's having a great show. You can always watch the show on YouTube as well. Chime in on the chat or download the podcast wherever you get your podcast from. All kinds of good stuff there for you. We're going to attempt to answer Austin's question of the day pertaining to the Ohio State red zone offense. Coming
Got
up
four
here.
to choose from this week.
Yes, we do. So all kinds of good stuff. That's coming up here at 6:30. Let's listen to some Ryan Day, shall we? I had his Ryan Day show earlier today on The Fan. You can always listen to that right here from noon to 1. Although I do think, and I can't confirm this or not, I'm pretty sure he doesn't do a show on Thanksgiving. So you're going to have to listen the Wednesday before Thanksgiving from noon to 1.
He does not
Yeah,
do the Ryan Day show on Thanksgiving.
that is correct. I also do believe that you guys do not have media availability Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and it is on Tuesday.
We sure don't.
Okay.
Sometimes they've kicked it all the way up until Monday.
Wow.
Just to make sure we're out of there and out of the way. Not usually a ton of Buckeyes that they send out to speak before the rivalry game.
Yep.
I bet it'll probably be on Tuesday, but we don't know yet. It's one game at a time, Reimer.
Will the presser be on Monday?
So it has been moved. I think it would. That's why I won't speak on it. It's only going to be one day of availability. I imagine what we'll get is a typical Tuesday with Ryan Day, and then maybe a couple captains, and then we're out of there.
Okay. Then you're done.
Don't come back.
We're on to turkey time, and we're on to Michigan.
It is the real catch-22 of covering the most important rivalry in all of college football and all of sports, and it's like you think that you need to just do every conceivable angle to cover it in the build-up, and it's no one reads it. We're only in there for one day of practice.
Really?
No,
nothing.
It bottoms out because on Wednesday night people are with their families. Thursday, obviously, you're cooking. You're in the kitchen. I look at the numbers and it's crazy. It's like we kind of laugh at it because I'm with Allie's family. They're all the most passionate Ohio State fans that you could find, and they're like, "Well, we're not really talking about the game right now."
No.
There's
talking about the Bears blowing a lead against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
I think everybody will be fired up for that.
They're not playing this year, luckily. Good for us. Hey, look at them. They're 6-3. Everything's going all right. What about
bear down
2 goals that Ryan Day has for his players each and every week? And they're pretty simple goals, actually, from his perspective.
Really, there's 2 things that we want to do every year, and our identity in particular, this year is be the hardest playing team in the country, and who controls that? We do. Like, no one controls how hard you play other than we do. We control how hard we play. The physicality, the effort, all the things that come with it, the intensity. It has nothing to do with talent. So, but if we're going to say it, we got to do it every single game. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is grade out a champion. That means everybody doing their job. And so it's the position coach's job to make sure that their unit is grading out a champion. And, if all 10 units are grading out champion, we're going to win every game. That's just how it goes. But, that's a huge responsibility. And so what is grading out a champion? Well, you have to grade out over 80% and play over 15 plays. If you're under 15 plays, then you get honorable mention if you grade out over 80%. If you're over that, then, you have an opportunity to grade out a champion. That's a huge deal. So on Sundays, when we call out the champions, it's a huge deal. Everyone's cheering, and we bring them down, and we dap them up, we give them their stats. And that's a huge accomplishment. And then we posted in the building of who's graded out throughout the season and who's doing their job.
Also, too, the narrative surrounding this Ohio State team is a pretty wild one. Was it Dan Orlovsky today on ESPN? It's Ohio State's the most untested team in college football. Yes, you can say that. That's fine. That's fair. Also wasn't the one pumping up Texas the entire offseason saying that Arch Manning was going to win the Heisman and be the number 1 draft pick. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. All right? This Ohio State team has not been tested really that much outside of the Texas game. We know that. 14-7. It's a much different team than what it is now. And I think even it's going to be a different team 1 month than what it is from right now, currently, as constructed. And what Ryan Day said right there, listen to him when he speaks. All right, we want each and every one of our guys to grade out a champion, even if you don't play the mandatory 15 plays that it is to grade you out. You can still earn honorable mention. You can't get to champion. And oh yeah, by the way, we've upgraded from 80% to 83% on grading out a champion because the standard is now increasing around this building. For a team that's quote unquote untested and boring to watch and hasn't been that impressive this season, you listen to everything that's coming out of that building. That's a scary proposition for the rest of college football.
These revised narratives for Ohio State, Beamer,
out of
are
control.
Driving me bonkers. You cannot spend all 8 months after Ohio State wins the national championship and say, well, Texas is number 1 over here, Penn State is number 1 over here. Ohio State has so much to replace. There's no way that they can. Let's drop them down to 5 or 6. Yeah, they're still going to be pretty good because I guess the blue chip ratio on the roster is good, but they're inexperienced. Inexperienced.
What are they going to do when they're down in the fourth quarter? I don't know. Let's find out together if that happens.
But you can't. I just don't. When did they decide to change gears fully from appreciating what Ohio State is accomplishing to now trying to diminish it? They can't.
When they lost YouTube TV.
They can't control their schedule, for one. But for two, anyone who's watching the games knows that aren't that many rosters in the sport that could actually test Ohio State.
Let me ask you this question, and Reimer, you feel free to chime in as well. I watch a lot of college football. Reimer, you do. Austin, you watch Ohio State, and then in time, I know you got to work after the game on Saturdays, but you kick your feet up and watch some college football.
Get to watch some noon games this week.
Yeah, that's right. I get to watch some 3:30 slates. It's a very good slate of football here that we got this weekend. Is there any other team in college football? And again, I'm not listening to every coach's press conference, all right? I'm not listening to Lane Kiffin's press conferences. I'm not listening to Steve Sarkisian's press conferences. Not the way that I'm listening to Ryan.
Steve Sarkisian is watching you.
Yeah, credit to Texas, too. They look better, and who knows? They might lose against Georgia and then turn around and still make the college football playoff. We'll see what happens at the end of the year. But have you watched any team in college football this season or even in years past that can specifically work on one thing per week and have a winning percentage that is 100% and an average win margin of 26 points per game? That points to one thing offensively and says, we want to work on this. We don't need to bring our entire cadre of weapons out here, and we're going to work on one thing, and we're still going to have this game sewn up likely by the middle of the third quarter. Have you seen any other team like that?
I just find it fascinating that they're working on a 2-minute drill mid-game. That's insane to me.
Yeah, we don't need to do it, but we should.
Yeah, let's just do it anyway.
Kick a 49-yard field goal just to see.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Let's
we do it?
Let's put Riley Pettijohn out with the starting defense on the first play on the road in a Big Ten game. Let's just see what happens.
Sink or swim.
We have this 8-foot-tall bulletproof alien over here. He can just take a break for the first 2 drives, and then if he wants to play, he'll just jump out there on special teams. That's what we'll do this week. I mean, I said that about this journey, Beamer, when we started the show. No other program is doing it the way Ohio State is and can. Now, the counter argument that maybe Dan Orlovsky or others would make is well, Texas A&M can't afford to do that. They've got to play this SEC schedule. Okay, fine. I mean, that's Ohio State's schedule was supposed to be more difficult than it has been. It is not their fault that Penn State, who everyone spent the previous 8 months hyping up as the next in line to win the national championship, fell off and drove off the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
That was not their fault. All they could do is play Penn State when they got here. Just so happened that James Franklin and Drew Aller were not part of that anymore.
Correct.
But, you look at the rest of this, you can say untested if you want. Beating Texas in week 1 is pretty significant. It is on the resume.
I think it gave you a springboard, too.
Washington and Illinois are good teams, whether the SEC propagandists want to admit it or not. Winning those games on the road is significant, and they were tests. Yes, Washington has lost other games. Going into that place and handling their offensive weaponry the way Ohio State did and winning 24-6.
Went into Camp Randall this weekend and lost. What did Ohio State do when they were at Wisconsin?
Well, you can also take it that way if you want. But I think it's silly to me to try and diminish it. We're going to find out anyway.
Of course we are.
But
all in a matter of time. You're going to find out.
You tell me, though, would you rather be, and Dan Orlovsky, he has said enough. I give him a lot of credit as an analyst. You tell me, Dan, which team do you want to coach? This untested Ohio State team or literally anybody else who's been tested? You take your pick. You can have whatever roster in the sport you want. And you tell me which one you want over Ohio State. And if he says Alabama or Georgia or Texas A&M,
Indiana,
he's not going to say Indiana because no sane person would. But, you just tell me. You want an untested Ohio State or a tested Alabama? And you can make a case if you want.
Sure.
But anybody else?
Not going to be my case.
Not going to be me. And I guarantee you it's not Dan Orlovsky.
So quit asking.
He's taking Julian Sands, so quit asking, all right?
All right. So quit asking.
We haven't seen them trail, like you mentioned, we haven't seen them trail in the fourth quarter, but will we see them?
It hasn't been close.
I know. Will a team score more? I've heard Bo ask this on Bishop and Friends. Will a team score 2 touchdowns on this defense to where Ohio State is in the position to be trailing in the fourth quarter?
I don't know. I don't have I don't have an answer for you. I guess it's a little thing called we'll see. We'll find out.
You got a crystal ball?
Or we won't. I don't know. Or we won't find out.
Yeah.
And then all of this is just hypothetical and the points don't matter. It's like Drew Carey and whose line is it anyways? We're going to attempt to answer Austin's question of the day. It pertains to Ohio State's red zone offense efficiency. We'll do that coming up here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Looking to get your roof or siding replaced this fall? Call the company that delivers an excellent customer experience every time. Newman Roofing. Don't wait. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Ooh, winter's coming. And when the wind starts to blow, don't come inside to the cold. Open the door to peace of mind with your Waterworks and Header Precision Furnace Tune-Up and Energy Savings Plan. Your furnace is the heart of your home, and Waterworks and Header will have yours running at peak performance throughout the winter. Plus, you'll save on those energy bills too. Go to waterworks.com and schedule your furnace tune-up online. Waterworks and Header, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Together to serve you better.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Round here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the best-selling Toyota Camry. Now through December 1st, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Camrys. Or lease a new 26 Camry LE for $269 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax title and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The best damn radio show in the land. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
We're on The Buckeye Show, brought to you by our great friends over at CareSource and United Healthcare. Birm, he's going to join the program coming up here around 6:46. here in just a little bit. Excited. We'll get to talk some recruiting.
A lot of recruiting going on.
A lot of things happening. And it's actually a pretty good time for a primetime game in the Horseshoe because you're getting a lot of recruits and prospective commits to come into the Horseshoe on Saturday to see a beautiful, lovely Saturday evening here.
I tell you what, there are a lot of interesting interviews in the works on the Austin and Birm show. So
give us a hint.
No, I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
Oh, okay.
We don't spoil moments on our show.
All right.
But
will you tell me off air?
But we do prepare for them.
Okay. Will you tell me off here?
Of course.
Okay. And then I'll tell everyone.
It's a little thing called You'll See.
Yeah, that's
I was
right.
duped.
I won't tell anybody. Your state secrets are fine with me. Also, we had a bunch of questions to choose from. I thought this was a pretty good one. This came from Forever Buck One. You can go read this on Letterman Road.
Or she. I don't
oh, yes, correct. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but again, they had a nice question. With Nate Roberts at fullback, which is awesome that Nate Roberts is playing so much as a freshman. I think it tells you all that you need to know. Keenan Bailey's trust and confidence in him getting that run.
Yep.
Should have had his first touchdown. Should have had his first touchdown.
They were definitely trying to get him one.
Yeah. They were trying to get him one. Turf Monster got him a little bit. I think he would have been close. Anyways, that's beside the point. At what point does the coaching staff reevaluate something that has not worked, even after trying it for many weeks? Quote, this is not a shot at Roberts as a tight end. I think it's a fair question because we have seen this a lot when Ohio State has either gotten in a goal-to-go situation or they've had a short fourth down. You do see Nate Roberts in the fullback position a lot. And play that comes to immediately to my mind, and I believe it was either the play or two plays before Lincoln Kienholz's touchdown on Saturday against Purdue, was that kind of misdirection. Julian's going to spin around and then hand the ball on the backside to Nate Roberts. I do think it's a fair question. I'm not sure if it's working as efficiently as Ohio State would like it to, but it's something that teams have to prepare for when they go into that set.
Yeah, but I personally think, and it's great, as you mentioned, that Nate Roberts is getting involved, that Ohio State trusts a true freshman in the situations that they have. That goes all the way back to week 1 against Texas. I was absolutely floored when I saw Nate Roberts rolling out there in a game against that quality of opponent and that good of a defense
game.
And the physicality, because that's the biggest part. One thing you hear from, whether it's Keenan Bailey now or Kevin Wilson before that, or Ryan Day talking about the position overall, is how developmental it is at tight end, because you're having to learn a lot of different skills. You have to be able to pick up blitz protection like you're a running back. You have to be able to run a route like you're a wide receiver, and you got to be able to block a defensive end like you're a left tackle. Those are the things that we hear all the time about that position. And
tough skill set.
Most true freshmen are not capable of doing that.
Most true freshmen aren't capable of doing one of those aspects.
That's right.
Let alone all three.
And look, I think when we're evaluating this fairly, I don't know that Nate Roberts at fullback is the most effective use of Ohio State's personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair for me to take one snap of C.J. Donaldson as a lead blocker for Lincoln Kienholz on a play shortly after that and be like, you know what? That's it. He's got to play fullback instead of Nate Roberts. Maybe that's an overreaction as well on my part. But
it was a nice clear-out block, though.
It was a great block. And also, C.J. Donaldson has done tight end things in his football career. He's been a receiving threat in his career. And we know that he's got 10 touchdowns this year. We know that he can do things with the football in his hands. That body of work, to me, suggests, hey, what if you put him in front of Bo Jackson or in front of Isaiah West or in front of James Peoples? That backfield might be pretty interesting. That might open up more options for your playbook. It's not that Nate Roberts can't be a really good player for Ohio State, because he's going to be. It's not that he even couldn't contribute at tight end right now, because we saw him do that last week against Purdue. This specific role for him, I'm not sure if it's working.
Has missed a couple of blocks when they've been in that set this year.
And I know that there are also people that don't like the prevalence of the 13 and 14 personnel groupings with 3 and 4 tight ends involved in the red zone, because it seems pretty obvious to everyone watching what Ohio State is going to do.
One of our quarterback friends, who you can hear host the show on Wednesdays with us and postgame, may be in that camp.
I think he's definitely...
He would like to throw the ball a little bit more in the red zone.
He's definitely in that camp. You and I have both heard him espouse that viewpoint regularly over the last couple of weeks, and that's fine. Ohio State's not done. Said that they're able to adjust. They're able to rotate the personnel as they see fit. And maybe that play, because Ryan Day talked about it, after the game with Lincoln Kienholz on Tuesday. I asked him about the blocking from C.J. Donaldson last night after practice. He really liked the way that the whole thing was, the scheme idea, the way it was executed, the people that were on the field. And by the way, like Nate Roberts was on the field.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Donaldson got the lead block, which is what really captured my attention and got me thinking about all this. But I know I'm not alone because, as you mentioned, Forever Buck One sent that question in on Letterman Row, and I tried to I want to be fair to Nate Roberts because I don't think that he's not saying, please, you must play me right away, and I want to play fullback as a true freshman.
Right.
And if you don't, I'm out of here. Like, that's not happening.
No.
Keenan Bailey and Brian Hartline and Ryan Day are all making a conscious effort to put him on the field. I think it is possible that the moment for him in that spot is too big right now. And C.J. Donaldson has played a ton of football. But there are also other tight ends who've done that. Bennett Christian, could he be a lead blocker in the backfield? Yeah. Max Clare, Will Kazmarek. Could we see more of this Bison package with the sixth offensive lineman? We saw Justin Terry go in last week on several occasions for Ohio State.
Makes you miss Patrick Gerd.
I mean,
he was great at it.
Makes me miss Mitch Rossi. And I just think that...
Oh, yeah.
And I think there's a lot to C.J. Donaldson's game, honestly, that reminds me of Mitch Rossi. And that might sound like an insult to
I don't think it is. I don't think anybody who watched Ohio State in the time that Mitch Rossi was here knows that his coaches loved him.
I think anybody... Or I hope that anybody who watched Mitch Rossi play knows that is coming from a true spot of appreciation and gratitude for Mitch Rossi's game.
Got to be honest with you, I didn't think that we'd be having a Mitch Rossi conversation tonight.
Welcome to the party, pal. Yeah. I'll have it anytime we can. The fairway fullback, Mitch Rossi. Look, it doesn't have to be that way. They don't even have to use the fullback. If they're insisting on that being part of the red zone package, I feel like it is probably time to consider other options.
T formation.
I mean, this team can do whatever it wants to, which is why I find it confounding that that's what they've been doing so long. Because, and this is not, they're not doing it to make me happy or not doing it to make you happy, Beam. And it's also not about style points. Ryan Day said it earlier this year. Their goal in the red zone is 75% converted into touchdowns. Right now, they're at 67%. Mm-hmm. There are not a lot of places that you can look at Ohio State and say, well, they're not meeting their own standard. They're not meeting their own expectation. They're the best team in the country. They're undefeated, and they're number one. Yes, we are nitpicking a lot of things about them. Oh, gosh, they're talking about who should be playing fullback in the red zone. What a problem! What a real problem these Buckeyes have. Like, can't these guys talk about something?
Don't they know that they're untested?
Don't they? Can't they talk about something that actually matters? And look, there's nothing else to do right now but nitpick this team. But I don't even view it as a nitpick. If Ohio State says this is what they expect, 75% conversion into touchdowns in the red zone, and they're not there, well, why is that?
I think that number should be higher, 83%. Let's upgrade that too.
I think that there are a lot of people that think it should be 100%. I hear from them regularly, Beamer.
True.
And that's fine too.
Because listen, every time Ohio State gets down there, what are you thinking? You're thinking touchdown. And if you're thinking field goal or this one in points, you're a crazy person. You're crazy. You're thinking when they get, actually, I'll take it one step further.
Every time they get the ball?
Every time they touch the ball, you're thinking touchdown.
Yeah.
That's the life. That's the life that we're living right now. And it's pretty good. It's a pretty solid life.
Bright lights, big city.
Is it too much to ask Julian to just throw it up to a spot and Jeremiah just moss a dude?
How many times are you going to say just throw it to 4 in this show, Ryan? We've only got an hour.
All the time.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I just want to see it. Just what happened one time.
When you just send him out.
Ryan, if you're listening, Reimer on Saturday, he wants to see a fade route to Jeremiah Smith.
I mean, just go up and one-hand it.
We've seen it.
Center highlight.
Yeah, that's right. It's right. I mean, we've seen it on several occasions. If you just send Jeremiah out as far away from the rest of the formation as possible, and some poor corner has to stand against him one-on-one.
Exactly.
And guess if he's running a slant or a fade. I mean, you can see the color of their pants change.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gross, but it's true.
The Iowa game last year, he boxed out a dude and just pawed it.
Yeah, just throw it here.
Yeah, right here.
Well, you get 3 plays when you're down there inside of the 10-yard line, maybe 4, depending on the situation that unfolds. If you're at the 1-yard line or 2, game, score, time, whatever. Reimer says just one time. One time.
If you run it on the first play and you get stopped, throw it up to 4.
I don't even think they need to run it on the first play. I think they should just run the fade route on first down.
You're trying to run the clock, all right? Trying to protect the defense.
Well, that is true.
Take 40 seconds off.
If you score in 2 minutes every time, then your defense is going to have to play more plays, you know?
That's also why they're playing at this tempo.
I know it is. That's the main reason why we're having this very conversation right now.
Anyway, I think C.J. Donaldson could be an option at fullback for the nitpicking version of my question of the day. And I asked Ryan Day about it last night, and he said, yes, they have repped it. They were impressed with the block ahead of Lincoln Kienholz. And by the way, Beamer, I think we're going to see the Lincoln Kienholz package again on Saturday.
All right.
I'm not in favor
out to
of
Jeremiah
it,
Smith,
but I think it's going to be a throw because you got to get that on film.
Absolutely, you got to get it on film. You've only got UCLA and Rutgers to work through.
4's out there somewhere.
Mitch Rossi, we love you.
That's what I'm saying.
Birm, he joins us. We'll recap the big week in Buckeye recruiting with him coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
James Laurinaitis here from my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE. I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet Store.
Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City. Walk-ins are always welcome.
You get up early on snow days because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to thrive in the winter. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000. Now through December 31st, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Find your local Kubota dealer at BuckeyeKubotaDealers.com. Everyone loves Donato's legendary thin crust, but sometimes you want a little more to grab. That's where Donato's hand-tossed pizza comes in. Golden, delicious, and perfect for dipping in that ranch, marinara, or garlic butter sauce. For a limited time, get a large one-topping hand-tossed pizza plus dipping sauce for just $9.99. Order online using promo code MORE. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Hey Buckeyes, I'm John Chabot with Surest, a digital-first health plan designed to make healthcare simple and affordable right here in Ohio. At Surest, we believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a VIP opportunity through our small business sweepstakes. Winners will be recognized on the sideline at an Ohio State home football game. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Surest. That's SUREST. Surest, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The 2026 Buckeye Cruise for Cancer sets sail on the Silver Sea Silver Ray. It's an intimate ship with an even better experience. It's all-inclusive of beverages, shore excursions, taxes, and gratuities. Sail to bucket list ports like the Grand Turk, St. Martin, and St. Thomas. With Buckeye greats including Ryan Day, Bobby Carpenter, A.J. Hawk, the Boren brothers, Ezekiel Elliott, Ryan Shazier, and more. Sailing from Fort Lauderdale, February 17th through the 24th. Call 614-792-6204 to book today.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they battle the Ravens live from the land.
Kickoff comes your way Sunday at 4:25.
Your radio home of the Browns, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
If you still have a weird rash from jumping in Mirror Lake, we can be friends. This is the Buckeye Show.
Jackets in Egmonton coming up here at 7:30. 7 o'clock coverage begins right here on the Fan. Nice to be home at Nationwide Arena tonight.
I wish they hadn't choked away that win earlier in the week.
Yeah, but you know what?
I thought about...
They got it back on the last leg of the West Coaster.
Yeah. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Okay, don't. Because right now we'll head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, checking with our great friend. He is Jeremy Birmingham. Birm, what's happening? There's a lot going on in Buckeye recruiting right now, like a whole lot, like flips and unflips and new targets and people coming to the Horseshoe on Saturday. What's most burning inside the mind of you, Birm?
What's an unflip?
I don't know. A flipperooski, a reverse flip.
It's an Uno reverse.
Flip will be a flip, though.
Technically, yeah, I think so. I was just
don't question the terminology. Just tell them about the unflips.
Yeah, I mean it's been obviously been a pretty busy couple weeks. Ohio State's been active both in the 2026 class, 2027 class. Big weekend coming. 4 official visitors coming to town. All of them committed elsewhere. This is what this time of the year is about for Ohio State. Or not all of them committed elsewhere. Drake Quinn, the defensive end, was committed to Clemson, but is no longer committed anywhere.
Unflip.
Big weekend for him.
That's an unflip
he's
right
an
there.
Unflip.
Yeah.
Yep. See, now we've sorted it out. Nice job, guys.
Thank you.
He's Dre's a 6'4", 225 defensive end from Buford High School in Georgia. That's one of the better programs in the country. That's where Edric Houston's from, et cetera. He'll be in town. Buckeyes are hosting Darius McKinley, who's a defensive tackle committed to LSU. His brother Dominic was a player that Larry Johnson recruited a couple years ago, and is currently in his 3rd year at LSU. But obviously there's a lot of shenanigans happening in Baton Rouge, so you never know what may occur in the transfer portal. And sometimes if you just offer someone's younger brother, well, maybe that helps in the transfer world.
Wow.
Braxton Rembert, a linebacker from Georgia, from Mill Creek High School in Houston, Georgia, which is where Caleb Downs went to school. He's committed to Wake Forest. He'll be in town this weekend. He's a 6'5", 200-pound, all-state basketball type player. Really freaky athletic traits, and the guy that the Buckeyes look at as a potential, developmental linebacker down the road, a la Arvell Reese, with his size and speed and length. And then you've got C.J. Brana, a 4-star cornerback from Florida who's committed to Florida, but they don't have a coach, and so the Buckeyes have an opportunity to really strike some gold there, because he's a really good player, and they want a 3rd cornerback after adding Jay Timmons to the class last week, who they flipped from Florida State. So, and then they added Legend Bay, who they flipped from Tennessee, and then they added Mason Wilhelm, who they flipped from North Carolina. Is there anything else you guys want to know?
That is a lot of flipping and unflipping, but. So all that stuff's going on right now, Birm, the last couple of weeks. I know you've been incredibly busy, you and Mick Walker at Letterman Row as well. You've asked and talked about a little bit, and I'm thinking back to the summer where Ohio State was not winning some of these battles. They were maybe getting flipped on, and Ohio State's looking at the changing rules.
Penn State was winning the national championship.
Penn State was winning the national championship. It was all over for them. But it was like, well, we're waiting for the rules. This is happening on the Wild West front over here. It's NIL. What has changed in your mind or in your reporting about this approach from, say, 3 months ago?
Primarily, I think it was some clarity on whether or not the Ohio State collectives, the 1870 Societies, Foundation, et cetera, would still be able to work hand in hand with Buckeye Sports Group, which they are. So that's a piece of it. But some of it is just more months of evidence that the stability that Ohio State has is actually much more valuable than money in a lot of cases, because you're looking at the guys that they've gone after here and been able to bring into this class. Again, you got Jay Timmons, who was committed to Florida State. There's obviously questions about Mike Norvell's future. Mason Wilhelm, who's an Ohio State legacy. His father, Matt Wilhelm, obviously was an All-American and a national champion for Ohio State. He was committed to North Carolina. Tons of questions about Bill Belichick. And now you have C.J. Brana visiting this weekend. Wake Forest, you don't know what's happening with Dave Clawson. LSU firing Brian Kelly. Ohio State is one of those rare programs that just seems to always be okay. And so it does allow them to get into some doors. And then once people get to campus, once people get an opportunity to really deep dive into Ohio State's plan for development and on and off the field, the Buckeyes are pretty darn good at this stuff. But they're committed to not overspending. They're committed to not going crazy to buy high school football players that haven't played ball before. So it's not a reckless approach that they're taking right now, and it's not like they've decided to just undo the coffers and let people just put both hands in and pull out what they want. But they are in a position where they have things to offer that other schools just don't, and they can still offer money too.
He has Birm with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. This is a pretty robust recruiting weekend, is it not, Birm? I mean, it's a primetime game. It's the last night game you're going to get into in the shoe. And it also affords a lot of these guys who maybe can't make a noon kickoff some extra travel time to get here, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as big a game as the Texas game or as even the Penn State game or even the Minnesota game, being that one was in early October and at night. But you do have players who have an opportunity to make the trip that otherwise wouldn't. One of them that's really important heading into the weekend is a 2027 safety named Eli Johnson. He's from Cibolo, Texas. He's from Steele High School out there, one of the better programs in Texas. If this is a noon game, he probably doesn't make it, but he's going to arrive this weekend. And the Buckeyes are hoping to strike while the momentum's hot there and bring him into the fold. That's one that I think people should probably pay attention to this weekend as far as commitment watch or whatever. He's a top 10 safety prospect, 6'3", 200, kind of a rare physical talent as a junior in high school. So he's one of those guys. But, yeah, this is a bigger weekend than you would have expected for Ohio State and UCLA now that it's a night game and, everyone has the opportunity to get a little bit more time to travel.
How's the forecast looking?
I knew it. I knew you were going to ask.
I'm not gonna talk about the weather. I'm gonna look at it tomorrow like a normal person. I don't know why you're trying to put me in this corner where I'm always talking about weather.
Does it look bad? What's the deal with the weather? I haven't looked.
Well, what it looks like, Brandon, is this. It looks like we've got a little bit of a high in about 65 in the day. We're looking at an evening kickoff time about 7:30.
Oh, you have looked at it.
51 or 52 degrees at kickoff, but the winds are going to increase. We're going to see 10 to 20 mile an hour wind gusts and a chance of rain.
Okay. That's the first time Ohio State, I feel like, would be tested in the elements then. So check that off the list. Birm, always appreciate the time. Anything else burning in your mind? You got about 30 seconds left here.
No, I just hope you guys are having a great day.
Oh, that's very sincere of you. I hope you're having a swell day as well.
It's really nice of you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, goodbye, Birm.
That.
See you later.
Goodbye.
There he goes. Jeremy Birmingham with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I didn't know what he was going to say there at the end. It was very nice of him to wish us a well day.
Earlier today, we were recording bold predictions for Friday morning on the beat, and he was like, it's just nice to talk ball with a friend. And I was like, oh my, what?
Wow.
Called me his friend?
That never happens.
What have we got going?
Positive Birm.
Just got a different outlook on life right now with Birm.
Things must be spinning in the right direction for him. I should have asked him our fan poll, which you can vote at 971thefan.com or on X at 971thefan. Who do you think is more likely to still be the head coach of their respective team next season? Kevin Stefanski or Zach Taylor?
I think we already know how he would answer that.
I think
we wouldn't have got positive Birm if you brought up Zach Taylor.
I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad of my self-control that I did not bring that up then, because I know his answer, and it would not have been positive.
I know which one he wants fired 3 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know how he feels about Kevin Stefanski, but I'm guaranteeing you that he would have said Zach Taylor.
There's no question about that.
Austin, had a fantastic time with you this evening. Am I working with you again next week? I don't even know our schedule.
I believe we're going to have a Tuesday show.
All right.
And a Thursday show.
All right. Double dipping next week. Austin, had a fantastic time. Enjoy the lovely weather on Saturday night.
I'm fired up, baby.
Everybody have an awesome evening. Jackets up next right here on The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio.